There is no doubt with this team, which has come to good rankings in the last few seasons, including the playoffs, is now in the Ben Simmons crisis. The rift between Ben Simmons and the 76ers didn't start as of this summer and the beginning of the season. For that, we can look at Ben Simmons' overconfidence but not use it on the court. After checking this box, we need to take a look at an event that happened exactly related to this. Yes, I'm saying that the exemplary incident happened in Game 7 of the last season against the Hawks. With 3 minutes 30 seconds left in the game, Simmons called an isolation playbook for himself to score on Gallinari. After passing him easily, he passed the ball to Matisse Thybulle for a contested layup instead of dunking easily on Trae Young. That unnecessary pass made him the official scapegoat when he could score and tie the game with little time left. Of course, they lost the game and the series. If they had won, there would not have been such a rift between him and the team. He received harsh criticism and even insults from many fans, commentators, and players. When the team's coach, Doc Rivers, was asked, "Do you think Ben Simmons can play on a championship contender team?" he replied, "I don't know." Most people were not expecting such chaos to happen at the end of the postseason. The expectations were Ben's leaving the team quietly because he's never been able to reveal his potential. When the subject was the 76ers, there was no question of a quiet trade of Simmons. Sources say the 76ers team management fined Ben Simmons for missing practice and team meetings during the summer. Simmons wanted to move on by ignoring them and not reporting on his personal workouts. The 76ers front office did not remain indifferent to this and did not include him in the preseason game lineups before the 2021-2022 season started. It should also be said that everyone wants this trade to happen, but no team in the NBA wants to recruit this man who has disobedience and distrust in his mind. Although supportive and constructive statements came from players such as Furkan Korkmaz and Tobias Harris in the team's scoring and in-game leader Joel Embiid seems to have given up hope completely. His latest statement was, "At this point, I don't care about that man honestly. He does whatever he wants. That's not my job. I'm only focused on trying to make the team better, win some games, play hard every night, and try to lead the guys that we have here." And I'm sure they feel the same way because our chemistry has been excellent despite everything that's been happening for the last few months. So like I said, I don't really care. Of course, he had a reason to say that. It was the reason Simmons was kicked out of training by the head coach, Doc Rivers, because he was very reluctant and even had a cell phone in his own pocket. Looks like Simmons is doing his best to get out of Philly. It's not heartwarming that Simmons is so irresponsible in practice. Ben Simmons was unable to be found at the Sixers practice facility in Camden, New Jersey at the start of training camp. Simmons did not accompany the club on its 2 preseason road trips. The star guard was not in uniform or even in street clothes on the bench during their 2 preseason games in Philadelphia. The All-Star guard's projected holdout ended when he returned to practice, but he was hardly present. If the practice went well for everyone, do you think there was a chance that both sides could come to an agreement again? Simmons appears to have concluded his standoff in order to make unpleasant news and become a diversion for the 76ers. That's most likely his plan to get Philly to forget about him as soon as possible. President of Basketball Operations Daryl Morey, on the other hand, appears to be sticking to his guns with his high asking price. And so we come to Daryl Morey, the second hero of the crisis in recent days. But since his job is to trade Ben Simmons, we shouldn't talk too negatively to him. If he manages to do that, the 76ers could be reinstated with an all-star addition to the team led by Joel Embiid. Daryl Morey stated emphatically that the Ben Simmons controversy will not be resolved anytime soon. Morey also hinted that Simmons' contract predicament could take 4 years to resolve. Sixers coach Doc Rivers and numerous players, including Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris, have made it clear that the Simmons drama is finally headed in the right direction. Then, during an interview with NBC Sports Philadelphia's Amy Fadool, Daryl Morey expressed a similar perspective. This isn't going to last 4 years, to be clear. Morey's simply laying it all out in the open. As you can see, Daryl Morey makes such opposite day-to-day statements to increase his trading options for Simmons. He talks that way one day and talks another way tomorrow. What an opportunist president of basketball operations. Ben came in at the end of last week and said he had back stiffness. And he's dealing with some personal reasons off the court, Morey explained. The Sixers take it very seriously. We're working with Ben to provide every resource to help him with what's needed. And he spoke to his teammates. Things seem to be moving very much in a positive direction. We're going to provide all the resources and get Ben what he needs and get him out there as soon as we can. We're taking it day by day, getting Ben what he needs. He'll probably be doing individual workouts while he works through this and working through everything that we can help him with and hope to get him back out there as soon as he's ready. This statement was a classic bargaining tactic as much as anything else. The Sixers are adamant about not trading Simmons for scrap metal. It's possible that openly digging in will demonstrate to teams how serious they are about requesting better offers. In an ideal scenario, it sounds like the 76ers would like to be done with Simmons themselves. It remains to be seen if they receive an offer they consider worthwhile. Michelle Roberts, the executive director of the National Basketball Players Association, is defending Ben Simmons from charges that he's using psychiatric concerns as an excuse to avoid playing. But on Friday, Simmons told his Sixers teammates and coach Doc Rivers that he isn't mentally ready to return to the club. Since he claimed a medical issue with back tightness earlier this week, some have questioned Simmons' motives. Roberts backed Simmons and chastised Philadelphia president of basketball operations Daryl Morey for stating that finding an acceptable deal could take a long time, possibly even the 4 years left on Simmons' contract. Roberts says, "Really? Is it so hard to believe that Ben's not mentally at a place to compete? Professional athletes, like the rest of us, have difficult periods in our lives that require time and energy to heal," Roberts said. "We have and will continue to provide Ben with the support and resources he needs to work through this. Threatening the prospect of another 4 years serves no one's interests. Like Tobias Harris, I say let's respect Ben's space and embrace him while allowing him the time to move forward. So take a breath and count to 10. We're all too good to continue to play this perpetual game of chicken." Tobias Harris, as Roberts indicated, tweeted his support for Simmons on Friday. It'll be interesting to watch whether his teammates follow suit. Even Charles Barkley was somehow involved in this drama. We should be used to this man's involvement in everything, though. He recently chastised the point guard for failing to improve his game after receiving a lucrative contract. Furthermore, he compared James Harden and Ben Simmons' situations. Harden forced his way out of Texas by arriving late and overweight to training camp, lowering his level and other things. Simmons attempted a similar maneuver, severing all ties with the Sixers and declaring his desire to be dealt. Simmons is a fantastic player who can help his teams on both ends of the court. However, the man's stubbornness to broaden his game and his inability to regularly make free throws are an issue. Perhaps he'll demonstrate new things when he returns to the league, but the scenario for the 25-year-old presently appears to be tricky. But their statements over the past few days and hours tells us that they're prepared to go forward in an effort to repair the damage that's been done over the last few months is a positive indication for a club that's made it obvious that they want the three-time All-Star back on the court. While there are many question marks about Ben Simmons' future, there may be some teams that want to have him depending on his playing style. First, Portland. This is a simple one. The Sixers covet Lillard, but they should settle for McCollum, a high-scoring guard who can play off Tyrese Maxey and complement Embiid. With Simmons, Portland's defense improves, and Lillard gains a fresh backcourt partner who can guard 4 positions and relieve him of ball-handling responsibilities. It isn't flawless, but it serves both parties well. Then there's San Antonio. I'm not sure whether Simmons wants to play for the Spurs, and I'm not suggesting he makes them a contender or that they have the best supporting group for him. However, the Spurs have a strong track record of nurturing young talent, and Chip Engelland is one of the top shooting coaches in the game. Also, playing on a team of an experienced coach like Greg Popovich can bring him mentally to the next level. It's also a small market with little media attention. Simmons could use a break after his difficult journey in Philly. With the development of basketball, those who will play in playmaker positions should be able to shoot three-pointers and especially mid-range shots. Simmons' minuses also came into play here. Do you think when Ben Simmons leaves Philly, well, if he does, because many, including Daryl Morey, are giving mixed signals, will he be able to improve his three-point shooting and game intelligence enough to lead another team? What do you think is the best trade scenario for Simmons? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, so you can be the first to watch the freshest NBA content.